Hello, and welcome to Claire and Bloom, where I share my love of fragrance, body care, and beauty. In this video, I'll be reviewing the new Glazed Holiday Collection from VS Pink. Thank you so much for stopping by, and let's get started. I can't believe it's already that time of year again, but Victoria's Secret has released their first holiday body care collection from Pink, and it's called Glazed. The collection features flankers of scents in their core line, and it's described as deliciously decadent, drizzled scents ahead. Get an instant sugar rush. We took the classic fragrances you know and love and decadently transformed them for fall and holiday, thanks to a candy coating of glossy sweet sugar. They mentioned fall as well, but this feels like a holiday collection to me. The scents just launched online and should roll out in stores over the next week or so. Holiday is starting to launch on the VS site as well, so look for more reviews to come. And if you want to see mini reviews or what's coming up on my channel, you can join me over on Instagram at Claire and Bloom. There are 4 new scents in the Glazed collection, and I picked up all of the fragrance mists. I haven't been too pleased with the pink packaging since their rebrand last year, but I think the packaging on this line is cute. I like the pastel candy colors and swirly design. I'll also quickly show you the body lotion packaging, which is pretty similar to the mist. I only picked up a couple lotions so far as I'm trying to buy less of them, but all 4 scents were available in my store. The collection includes Glazed Fresh and Clean, described as pure powdered sugar perfection, fluffy, fresh, and a little frozen. Glazed Cool and Bright, described as sweet like gummy bears and straight out of a candy store. Glazed Warm and Cozy, described as a berrylicious, super fruity sugar cube of a scent. And Glazed Vanilla Dreamy, described as a warm, sugar-twisted super dose of icing. I personally think the names sound better with the glazed at the end, like Warm and Cozy Glazed, but they're listed with glazed first, so that's how I'm referring to them. And now let's get on to the reviews. The first scent in the collection is Glazed Fresh and Clean, which comes in the pastel pink bottle. And this has notes of iced lemon sorbet, pink apple, and chantilly cream. And this opens with sugary sweet lemon that also has a bit of tartness to it. I also get a soft, fresh apple that adds additional fruity sweetness. Then the chantilly cream comes in, and the scent turns into creamy, lemony candy. I've really been into sweet lemon scents lately, like Dolce & Gabbana Devotion and Kayali Capri in a Bottle Lemon Sugar, and I was hoping this would be like lemon whipped cream, but it's not quite that. It's more like sugary lemon candy, and while it has a creaminess, it's more bright and citrusy than super creamy and vanillic. I also don't really get much of the apple after the opening. Regardless, I still really like this, and I think layering it with the lotion will make it even more sweet and creamy. And for comparisons, first I have Pink Apple from the VS Pink Hygiene line, and this doesn't have fragrance notes other than mentioning sweet apple. This is a fresh apple scent with some kind of added sweetener like honey, and it has a clean quality to it. This scent doesn't have lemon, but the apple in here reminds me of the apple in Glazed Fresh and Clean, so I wanted to mention that. However, the apple does fade in that scent, so these don't dry down similarly. Next is Bath & Body Works Iced Lemon Pound Cake, which has notes of sugary glazed icing, pure lemon zest, and fluffy pound cake, and I believe they also added whipped cream to the notes as well. And this smells like frosted lemon cake with sugary icing. It's really creamy and sweet, and really just smells like heavy, lemony, vanilla frosted cake. These share the sweet lemon, but Iced Lemon Pound Cake is sweeter and has the prominent cake, while Glazed Fresh and Clean is more citrusy and candy-like. And then I have Bath & Body Works Tutti Frutti Candy, with notes of sweet jelly beans, mixed berries, and sugared lemon. And this is a very sweet, mixed fruity candy scent that does kind of smell like jelly beans. The lemon adds some tartness, and it also feels a bit sugary. These are both sugary lemon scents, but Tutti Frutti Candy is sharper and stronger, while Glazed Fresh and Clean is softer and creamier. The next scent in the collection is Glazed Cool and Bright, which comes in the pastel blue bottle. And this has notes of candied pear, frozen orchid, and fruity gumdrops. And this opens with sweet pear that does have a candied feel to it. The orchid is soft, so the scent doesn't really feel very floral. It's more sweet and fruity. The gumdrops add additional powdery candy sweetness, and there's also a bit of an airy quality. I think that this one is okay, but it's predominantly pear, which I'm not a huge fan of, so this is probably not one I'll reach for much. It does give me a bit of an Ariana Grande God is a Woman vibe. And for comps, first I have VS Pink Cool and Bright, with notes of chill pear, white orchid, and zesty orange. And this is a heavily floral scent with bright, sharp citrus and pear. There's a greenness to it, and the orchid dominates the scent, which doesn't have much sweetness overall. These share the pear and orchid, but the original Cool and Bright is sharper and more floral, while Glazed Cool and Bright is more candied and pear heavy. Next is VS Pink Pop Jelly Vanilla and Dreamy, which has notes of sweet pear, pink jasmine, and bubblegum pop. And this is a sweet, sugary, syrupy vanilla with a warm, caramelized quality. I don't get much of the pear or jasmine, it mostly feels like vanilla with a bit of powdery, bubblegummy sweetness. When it's dried down, I get more of the caramelly feel, as well as a hint of fruitiness, and the vanilla takes on a deep, gourmand quality. These both have pear with powdery candy and a soft floral note, but Pop Jelly Vanilla and Dreamy is much sweeter, while Glazed Cool and Bright is more focused on the pear. Then I have Victoria's Secret Love Spell Candied with notes of peach gumdrop, crystallized muguet, and candied cherry. And this is a fruity floral with a lightly candied feel. The Lily of the Valley isn't super strong, and the gumdrops smell like powdery candy dust. These share the mix of gumdrop and floral with a fruity note, but Love Spell Candied is more powdery and has a weird, indiscernible fruitiness, while Glazed Cool and Bright is mostly candied pear. The next scent in the collection is Glazed Warm and Cozy, which comes in the creamsicle orange bottle. And this has notes of pink passion fruit, coconut sugar, and fluffy marshmallow. And this opens with a bright, slightly sharp passion fruit. The coconut adds additional sugary sweetness, and the marshmallow brings in a light, airy creaminess. The scent is very fruity, with the sweet notes giving it a candy-like quality. I actually don't think this smells heavily of marshmallow, though it does have a powdery vanillic quality to it. It actually reminds me of cotton candy as well, due to the sugary candy feel. Warm and Cozy is one of my favorite pink scents, and I feel some of the original in here, so I do like this version as well. I will say that it does feel a little more creamy and marshmallowy over time. And for comps, first I have VS Pink Warm and Cozy, with notes of soft vanilla, toasted coconut, and passion fruit. And this is a coconutty vanilla scent with a lightly toasted quality and a tropical fruity touch. It's creamy and warm, and it does feel cozy as the name would imply. I think it's nice and sweet, but not sugary. These share the passion fruit and coconut, but the original Warm and Cozy has stronger fruit and a toasted quality, while Glazed Warm and Cozy is softer and creamier. Next is VS Pink Pop Jelly Warm and Cozy, which has notes of cotton candy, fluffy vanilla, and strawberry gloss. And this opens very sweet, with a lot of sugary cotton candy and a syrupy vanillic quality. The strawberry is subtle and has more of a candied feel versus a fresh strawberry, and it dries down with a creamy vanilla sweetness. These both have a fluffy sweetness and fruity quality, but the Pop Jelly version is stronger and more sugary, while the glazed version is soft and powdery. Then I have VS Pink Bubbly Warm and Cozy, with notes of fizzy raspberry, creamy vanilla, and cotton candy. And this is a bright, tart raspberry scent with a fizzy quality. It's also warm and has a creamy vanilla sweetness. It doesn't feel exactly like cotton candy to me, it's more vanillic and fruity, like raspberry candy with vanilla sugar. These share the fruity, sugary quality and vanillic sweetness, but Bubbly Warm and Cozy has stronger fruit and the added bubbly quality, versus the softer, creamier Glazed Warm and Cozy. And the last scent in the collection is Glazed Vanilla and Dreamy, which comes in the pastel yellow bottle. And this has notes of vanilla donut, coconut creme, and soft caramel. And this opens with a soft, sweet mix of vanilla and coconut. Honestly, I'm not really getting donut from this at all. There is a tiny hint of a baked goods type of feeling, but it doesn't really seem like a donut to me. It's more cakey with vanilla icing, so maybe it's supposed to be like a glazed donut, but this part of the scent is really not very strong. The vanilla is most prominent, and the coconut adds a creamy, airy sweetness. As it dries, the caramel joins in and gives it an even more gourmand quality. To me, this is more of a coconutty caramel vanilla, and I like it more than I expected to because I was wary of the donut note. However, the scent did feel on the lighter side. I also wanted to mention that this is not anywhere near as cakey as something like Pink Whipped Dream, which also has vanilla caramel, but the cake in that is heavy and spicy, and ironically smells more like a donut, and it also doesn't have coconut. And for comps, first I have VS Pink Vanilla and Dreamy, with notes of fluffy vanilla, golden caramel, and coconut cloud. And this is a fresh vanilla scent with a soft coconut that has some creaminess to it. The caramel comes out more over time and adds a nice sugary sweetness, but vanilla is the primary focus, lightened by the coconut. These share the same notes of vanilla, coconut, and caramel, but the original Vanilla and Dreamy feels more airy and fresh, while Glazed Vanilla and Dreamy is sweeter and warmer with the candy-like edge. Next is VS Pink Coconut Ice, which has notes of frosted coconut and sweet cream. And this is a really strong, creamy coconut scent, and the sweet cream gives it added richness. It basically smells like coconut cream with a hint of spice that feels like raw vanilla bean. These share a creamy coconutty quality, but coconut ice is sweeter and sharper with heavier coconut than glazed vanilla and dreamy. And lastly, I have Bath & Body Works Coconut Cream Pie, with notes of toasted coconut flakes, caramel custard, and golden pie crust. And this is a very sweet, gooey caramel scent with sweet toasted coconut. It's very strong, and it feels very gourmand with the pie crust. These both have coconut, caramel, and a gourmand baked goods quality, but coconut cream pie is much stronger with heavier caramel, while glazed vanilla and dreamy is light and creamy and more vanillic. Overall, I quite like the sweet candy theme of this collection, especially for holiday, as it kind of reminds me of the Nutcracker and the Sugar Plum Fairy. I do enjoy most of the fragrances, but I wouldn't say that any one scent is a huge standout, but I am pleased with the collection as a whole. If I had to rank these, my least favorite would definitely be Glazed Cool and Bright, since I'm just not a huge fan of pear. I had a hard time deciding between the other three, as I feel like I enjoy them about the same amount. I'd probably say Glazed Fresh and Clean would be next. I'm intrigued by it as it's a scent profile I'm really into right now, and I don't have a lot of creamy, lemony scents. I just wish it was less tart. Then I'd say Glazed Warm and Cozy would come in second, because it's not that unique to me, being similar to the original. I do love Warm and Cozy though, so I think I'll get a lot of use out of it, and I do like the added creamy sweetness. And that leaves Glazed Vanilla and Dreamy on top. I'm just feeling really drawn to it right now, as I like the sweet caramelly vanilla and gourmand quality. But I do really like all of them except for Glazed Cool and Bright, so they're pretty close to me. As far as strength, none of these seemed especially strong to me. Unfortunately, the one I liked the least, Glazed Cool and Bright, had the most projection, while Glazed Fresh and Clean was initially strong, but then faded the quickest. The other two were kind of in the middle, not really strong, but not terribly weak either. However, Glazed Warm and Cozy and Glazed Vanilla and Dreamy were the only ones I could still smell on my skin the next day. I think these are kind of like softer versions of the originals, similar to the VS Daydream collection. So that's it for my review of the Glazed collection from VS Pink. Let me know what you think of these scents and if you're going to give any of them a try. I am excited to see what else Victoria's Secret has in store for us for the holidays. Thank you for watching, I hope that you'll subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video.